الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. Before we proceed, let's just revise this assignments together. Here we have غني. What is the perfect, or what's going to fit into this space?
التاجر.
التاجر غني. Here we have حلو. What's going to fit here?
السكر.
السكر حلو. Here we have مريض. What can we put here?
الولد.
الولد مريض. Here we have لذيذ. What can we put here?
التفاح.
التفاح.
التفاح مريض. Then we also have طويل. What can we put?
الرجال.
الرجل.
الرجل طويل. الرجل طويل. Okay. And here we have قصير. قصير. What can we put?
المدرس.
المدرس قصير. المدرس قصير. Okay. Now, the instruction goes اختر كلمة من القائمة ب. القائمة means list. القائمة, the list. This is a list of words on the right, and this is a list of words on the left. Let's say this is list A, and this is list B. So القائمة ب, list B. You're going to pick a word from القائمة ب, from list B. تناسب الكلمة التي في القائمة همزة, which is which correlates ناسب يناسب, which correlates the word on list A. Basically, you're just matching. Basically, we're meant to match. Okay. Come. Let's do this one by one. Brother Abdul Azim. الطالب.
الطالب مريض.
الطالب مريض. Correct. Brother Ibrahim الدكان.
الدكان مفتوح.
الدكان مفتوح. الدكان مفتوح. Okay. Brother Mustafa التفاح.
Wahu Lajizi.
Sorry?
Atufahu Lajizi.
The last word is not properly pronounced.
Atufahu Lajizi.
لذيذ.
Lajizun.
لذيذ.
Atufahu Lajizun.
If you want to pronounce the word, the letter Dhal, put the tip of your tongue. Put the tip of your tongue in between the upper teeth and your lower teeth. The way you position your tongue when you want to say thank you, for example. So that's exactly where you put your tongue. So you say la the.
Zid. Atufahu Lajid.
Dhun. Say dhun.
Zun.
Dhun.
Atufahu Lajizun.
Okay. أبا محسن الماء.
الماء حار.
الماء حار. Brother Abdul Azim. الحجر.
الحجر ثقيل.
الحجر ثقيل. الحجر ثقيل. Brother Ibrahim. القلم.
مكسور.
القلم مكسور. So now let's do this once again without looking at the options. So I'm going to mention the word and you give it a perfect predicate.
Not listed
Or
in
an
options.
appropriate predicate. What did you say?
Is it compulsory that it must be listed on the other side?
Let's use the ones that are listed. Okay. الطالب. الطالب.
married.
Okay, before we go, let's just go through. Let me show you the things that are listed again. We have, sorry. We have لذيذ, مكسور, ثقيل, مفتوح, مريض, and حار. Again, we have لذيذ, مكسور, ثقيل, مفتوح, مريض, and حار. Okay. الطالب
مريض.
مريض. الدكان
مفتوح.
مفتوح.
مفتوح. التفاح
لذيذ.
لذيذ.
لذيذ. الماء
حار.
حار. الحجر
ثقيل.
ثقيل. القلم
مكسور.
مكسور. Let's do it once more. الطالب
مريض.
الدكان
مفتوح.
التفاح
لذيذ.
الماء
حار.
الحجر
ثقيل.
القلم
مكسور.
مكسور. جيد. الكلمات الجديدة, the new words. We have حلو, which means what?
Sweet.
Sweet.
حلو, sweet. مريض
Sick.
الدكان
Shop.
Shop.
غني.
What's مريض?
Marido is sick.
Sick, yeah, okay. Yeah, I got that.
الدكان
Shop.
the shop.
The shop.
غني
Wealthy.
rich. There is alif and lam here, that's why we said the shop. It is not here, so it is just غني rich. طويل
Tall.
Oh.
فقير
Poor.
قصير
Short.
short. التفاح
The apple.
The
the
apple.
apple. Okay, the apple.
Oh, yeah.
1 second, please, I'm coming.
Fucking.
Sick.
And can we say that al-miskinun and fakirun, they are the same?
Yes, they are the same, although they can be the same and they can be different. So if al-miskin is used alone, it also has the meaning of al-faqir. But and also if al-faqir is used alone, it also contains the meaning of al-miskin. But when both of them are used together, then of course they have different meanings. So there are some words in Arabic that are used as synonyms when each one is used separately. For example, just as an example, when you say al-Islam contains the meaning of al-Iman. And when you also say al-Iman contains the meaning of al-Islam. So al-Islam means al-Iman means al-Islam. But when in a context, when you have the two together, they can't mean the same thing. That will be tautology. Do you get? In a context, when you have al-Islam and al-Iman, they can't have the same meaning. An example is in Surah Al-Hujurat. Allah says, قَالَتِ الْأَعْرَابُ آمَنَّا. The Arab Bedouins say that, آمَنَّا, we have believed. قُلْ لَمْ تُؤْمِنُوا. Tell them that you have not believed. وَلَمَّا يَدْخُلِ الْإِيمَانُ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ. And Iman has not entered your hearts. وَلَكِنْ قُولُوا أَسْلَمْنَا. But just say, أَسْلَمْنَا, we've accepted Islam. So in that context, Amanna, Aslamna, Iman and Islam are used together. So for sure, they can't have the same meaning. Do you understand? But when Islam is used separately, it has the meaning of Iman and vice versa. That's the same thing that happens to Al-Faqir and Al-Miskin. Iftaqara means to be in need or to be poor. Al-Maskana also means poverty. Some. Please give me. Hello, can you hear me?
Clearly.
Yes, sir.
No, please. My mom called me. I quickly want to attend to her. I'll join you back soon.
Okay.
All right.
So as I was saying, so if al-faqir and al-miskin are both used in the same context, definitely they can't have the same meaning because that would be tautology. So when they are used in the same context, al-faqir will mean the one who has nothing. Someone who is so poor that they do not even have anything. And al-miskin will mean someone who have, but what they have is below what can take care of them, is below what they need. So al-faqir will mean someone who does not have anything, while al-miskin will mean someone who has less than they need. In the Quran, the two are gathered together, where Allah in Surah At-Tawbah, I think verse 40 or so, when Allah is talking about those who are entitled to az-zakat, He says, إِنَّمَا الصَّدَقَاتُ لِلْفُقَرَاءِ وَالْمَسَاكِينِ. Zakat is only to be paid to this set of people. So He mentioned 5 categories. First is al-fuqara, plural of faqir. Second is al-masakin, plural of miskin. So I hope you get the idea. Brother Ibrahim.
No.
Okay. All right. So, okay. I think so. We are done with this. Moving on. Here is a list. On this page, you have all the Arabic letters, all the Arabic alphabet are 28. 28 letters, and they are evenly distributed into two. One, I think 28 is excluding alif now. 28 excludes alif. If you add alif, everything becomes 29. Okay, here there is no alif. So everything totally is 29. Now, so the number of all Arabic letters are 29, but alif is excluded here. Why is alif excluded? Alif is excluded because it's the only letter that can now have fatha or kasra or dhamma. Alif is just used for elongation. For example, if I have jim fatha ja, I want to elongate it, I can put alif and say ja. Can I put alif on this alif? Can I put fatha on this alif? No. Can I put kasra on it? No. Can I put dhamma on it? No. Even if I put fatha or kasra or dhamma, I won't be able to pronounce it because alif is just used as a letter of elongation. It is not a letter that can have a vowel. That's peculiar to alif amongst all the letters, all the Arabic alphabets. Is this point clear?
Yes.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
Because look at it now. I want to understand what I'm saying here. Like al-qalam, like you say, that starts the word column. Is it not the alif that? Is it not the kind of alif you are referring to? What is that alif supposed to be? Because that alif can take fatia.
That's a very good question. So the alif here,
yes, sir,
is called is actually a hamza written in the form of an alif. It's actually a hamza written in the form of an alif. This may be like too deep, but maybe later on we'll get to understand it better. So it is hamza written in the form of an alif. That is why it's called hamzatu al-wasl. Hamzatu al-wasli. The hamza that is used to link two things together. Hamza that is used to link things together. So for example, fa'dun mafu, lam sukun full. This hamza is in between. It is used to link fa'dun mafu and the lam sukun. That hamza al wasl, when it falls in the course of pronunciation, that is in the middle, then you disregard it. You only pronounce it when it's at the beginning. You only pronounce it when it's at the beginning. So if it's at the beginning, alif and lam, you say al. So it is not alif. It is just written in the form of an alif. It is hamza. The topic of hamza is a very wide topic. Hamza is one letter that did not have its own original shape. So it used to take the shape of alif, sometimes take the shape of waw, sometimes take the shape of ya, sometimes. Inshallah, I'll get to that maybe later on. But the point I'm saying here is that, for example, I can say sorry. Qalamun. I can say qalamun. But which word do I have that has alif? Okay. Let me see. Have you come across any word? Okay, yeah. tajirun. This ta can have this ta can have a haraka. This jim can have, that is a vowel. This ra can also have a vowel. But the alif can never have a vowel. The alif can never have a vowel. The alif can never have a vowel because it's not just possible for alif to have a vowel. You can't put fatha on top of it. You can't put kasra on top of it. You can't put dhamma on top of it. As opposed to waw or ya. Waw or ya. Waw can have a fatha. For example, I can say wa have we come? Okay, wada'a. Thank you. I can say wada'a. I can also put fatha on top of ya. I can say
Yabi'u.
Naam. I can say yabi'u. I can say yabi'u. This is waw. Waw is also one of those letters that are used for mad. Waw is used for mad. Ya is used for mad too, as alif is used for mad. 3 letters of mad. Alif madi, waw mad, yaw mad. Amongst these 3, it is only alif that cannot have a vowel. Waw can have fatha, it can have kasra, it can have dhamma. I can say wa, wi, wu. Ya can have fatha, can have kasra, can have dhamma. I can say ya, yi, yu. But alif cannot have kasra. Whenever we say it is not alif that is having fatha. It is not alif that is having kasra. It is not alif that is having dhamma. It is actually hamza. So that's why it's not right to say alif fatha, alif kasra, alif dhamma. The way we learned, it's not right to say that. The right thing is hamza, hamza fatha, hamza kasra, hamza dhamma. So where the error of calling where the error of calling this alif fatha, alif kasra, alif dhamma, where it came from, the source of that error is that hamza is usually written at the beginning. When it's at the beginning, it's usually written on top of alif. Hamza is usually written on top of alif, so or at the bottom of alif. So people call it alif. People call it alif tajawuzan, meaning they are borrowing the name of alif for it. I hope you get. Its real name is Hamza, but because at the beginning of a word, Hamza cannot do without alif. So they just call it alif, alif, alif.
Oh, yeah.
Hamza as a letter can also stand upon waw. Hamza as a letter can also stand upon ya. But in any case, it is still Hamza here. It is also still Hamza here. It is Hamza here too. So the major point here is that let's just take it. It's fine if you don't understand yet, but just take it as a principle that alif cannot be vowelized. Fatha, kasra, dhamma, alif cannot take it, as opposed to every other letter in the Arabic, every other Arabic letter. Whenever you see alif written and pronounced know that it's actually a hamza. It is actually hamza written as alif. Is this clear? Hello?
Yes, it's clear.
No. Let me just say it once more. Alif cannot have vowels, cannot have fatha, kasra, or dhamma. Whenever you see alif getting, like having a fatha or having a kasra or having a dhamma, know that it is actually a hamza, but taking the picture of an alif, written as an alif. I think we should just, I think that should be clear enough, right?
Yeah, it is actually.
Alhamdulillah. Because sometimes further explanation can lead to more confusion. So let's just,
that stage.
Sorry?
I said, especially if you have not gotten to that stage.
Especially, yeah, yes. Okay, so these are 28 letters, 14 on the right, 14 on the left. Alif is not there. If alif were there, it would have been 29, which is the total. So alif is not there, that's why it is 28. 14 here, 14 here. So on the right are letters of al-qamariyya, al-huruf al-qamariyya. And on the right are al-huruf al-shamsiyya. You can see here is, now I want to ask, what letter is this?
Hamza.
This is Hamza. This is Hamza. Is it right to call this alif?
La.
It is not right to call it. It is Hamza just sitting on an alif. Okay, please, I want all of us to say after me. So we'll pick one harf, one qamariya and one shamsiya. Observe that for the qamariya, there is no shadda on the letter after alif and lam. For the shamsiya, there is shadda. Right? And for the qamariya, the lam, there's an error in this writing. The fatha here should be on top of the hamza, while the lam should have sukun. So observe that for the qamariya, the lam of al will be pronounced with sukun. But here, the lam of al will be immersed into the letter that follows it. For example, here the lam of al will be immersed into ta, and ta will have shadda. The lam of al will be immersed into sa will have shadda, and so on. So let's say after me, al-abu,
Al-abu,
at-tajiru,
التاجر.
al-babu,
الباب
al-thawbu,
الثوب
al-jannatu,
الجنة
ad-diku,
الديك
al-himaru,
الحمار
al-dhahabu,
الذهب
al-khubzu,
الخبز
al-rajulu,
الرجل
رجل.
al-ainu,
العين
al-zahratu,
الزهر,
al-ghada'u,
الوداع,
as-samaku,
السمك
al-famu,
الفم
فم.
al-famu.
فم.
People make a mistake when they are pronouncing this word, which is that they put shadda on the meme. There is no shadda on the meme. It is not al-famu. No, there is no shadda on the meme. It is al-famu. Say that.
الفم
Al-famu.
فم.
Ash-shamsu.
الشمس.
Ash-shamsu.
الشمس,
Al-qamaru.
القمر.
Al-qamaru.
القمر,
As-sadru.
الصدر,
As-sadru.
الصدر.
Al-kalbu.
الكلب,
Al-kalbu.
الكلب.
Al-dayfu.
الضيف.
Al-dayfu.
الضيف.
The dot has to have a shadda, so al-dayfu.
الضيف,
Yeah. Al-ma'u.
الماء.
Al-ma'u.
الماء.
Let's not say ma. The meme is not one of those letters that sound or. There are some letters in Arabic that when you put the fatha upon them, instead of sounding they sound o. For example, let's start from the default. Ta fatha what? Ba fatha.
Ta.
But ra fatha,
رو.
sad fatha,
Sword.
So, ta fatha.
Oh.
Can you see that while these are sounding ta, ba, a, these ones are sounding ra, sa, ta, o. Do you see?
Okay.
Do you
So
observe?
like, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but sir, I have a question before you go there.
Mhm.
I don't want to distract the class. Like a name like Rahima. Is it
Okay.
Rahima or Rahima?
Okay, I want you to answer that based on what you just said, what you just did.
Yeah, because he's saying Rahima here.
Nah. So that's the right pronunciation.
All right.
Rahima.
Mm.
Abdul Rahman, not Rahman. Abdul Rahman. Rashida, not Rashida.
Mm.
Someone whose name starts with a Sod is not Safia. It is Safia.
Yeah.
It's not Abdul Samad. It's Abdul Samad.
So much.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So one of those meme falls in this category, like ba, ta, a. So meme should be ma, not mo.
Mm.
So it's not Maryam. It's not Maryam. It is what? Maryam. It's not Mazida. It's not Mazida. It is what?
Mazida.
Mazida, and so on. So it is not Al-Ma'u. It is what?
Al-Ma'u.
Al-Ma'u. Say after me. Al-Ma'u.
Al-Ma'u.
Al-Talibu.
At-Talibu.
Al-Talibu.
At-Talibu.
Al-Waladu.
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 Al-Dhahru.
Az-Zahru.
Al-Dhahru.
Az-Zahru.
Nah. Let me show you something. Amongst the Arabic letters, there are some 3 letters which are pronounced with the tip of the tongue pushed out. The tip of the tongue being in between the upper teeth and the lower teeth. Just the way you say thank you, that, this. The way you put the tip of your tongue out when you want to say thank you, that's the way you put the tip of your tongue out for 3 letters. Just 3 letters amongst all the 29 letters of Arabic language. Who can tell me one of those letters? Sorry? The, okay.
Subhana Rabbiyal Azim.
Okay, we have the already. Number 2 is what? Anybody? Brilliant. Tha. It remains just 1.
What is that? That.
Sorry?
That like Ladism. That.
Oh, Dhal is actually called Dhal. Dhal. Let's put Fatha on top of all these letters and see how to pronounce it. By the way, someone is in the waiting room by name Ummul Khair Husnan. Okay, do we know her?
No.
Okay. All right, so the first letter, so these are the 3 letters, just 3 letters, and there is no other letter amongst the letters of Arabic that you pronounce with your tongue positioned the way you say thank you. So as for this is like the Alhamdulillah. this one here is very simple. So we say let's all say sa,
Sa.
Sa.
sa,
Sa.
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 Okay. Just a little tweak to that. Give it a little bit of voice, and then you have the.
Za.
Yes, the,
Za.
Za.
the.
Za.
Za.
Now, because it's safe to say that this sa is without any voice. Like the has no voice, but here has a voice. So let's this one again. Sa,
Sa.
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 If your tongue is not between your upper lips and your upper teeth and your lower teeth, the way you say teeth, teeth, teeth. If your tongue is not positioned there, you will not get this word. Yeah, this letter. So say sa,
Sa.
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 Then just below it, give it a little bit of voice, and you have the,
Za.
Za.
the.
Za.
Za.
Now up here, this one looks like, this one is just like that because it is also voiced, but then it is a little bit, it is slightly heavy. So instead of saying that, you position your tongue the same place at the tip of your, put it a little bit outside between your upper teeth and your lower teeth. So instead of saying that, which would be this, just say law.
Zo.
Yes, perfect. Law.
Zo.
Wow.
So it is that, but then
Za.
with a heaviness or with an elevation. So instead of saying that, you say law.
Zo.
Za.
Law.
Zo.
Za.
Yes, law.
Za.
With a fatha, it is say the.
Okay.
Zo.
With a kasra, the.
Z.
With a dhamma, dhu.
Zu.
Zu.
The,
Zu.
Zo.
Za.
the,
Zi.
Z.
dhu.
Zu.
Zu.
Like that.
Does it come with does it come with vibration? The pronunciation. So,
Can you maybe put it in practice? Let's maybe if we can hear it and see if it's actually
Azim.
if you say Azim, the tip of your tongue has to be placed where we are talking about. You have to say Azim, Azim.
Azim. Azim. So it vibrates, right?
Okay. Okay, so that's it. Here we have, please say after me, Allahru.
Zahru.
Allahru.
Zahru.
Why are we spending so much time on getting the right pronunciation of these sounds in these letters? Can anybody tell us?
It's to assist us speak
Because-
fluent Arabic when we start
Okay.
speaking. To get us.
Secondly, is
to
that
get us-
an error in pronunciation will change the meaning of the
Totally.
Arabic language. Totally.
Yes, absolutely. Just an error in articulation. If you want to say sa and you say saw, you may be trying to pray, but then you are cursing yourself. Right? So if you want to say that and you say law, you may be trying to praise someone, but then you are dispraising them. May Allah save us. So that's why the Arabic language is a very, very delicate language. The points of articulation must be gotten right so that the right meaning, the right word, because words are like vessels for meanings. A word is like a cup which has meaning inside it. So if you don't pronounce the word very well, you won't get the cup, talk more of the drink inside of it. So you may just get something else. So here is al-dhahru, al-dhahru. Anytime you spend trying to learn the right articulation of Arabic words is not a wasted time at all. So everyone can maybe at the end of the class find some time to practice and practice and practice. Here is, say after me, al-hawa'u.
الهواء
Al-hawa'u.
الهواء.
Before we go on, I want everyone to pronounce this al-dhahru. Let's start with Abu Radiya.
Zahru.
Al-dhahru.
Al-Zahru.
Yeah. Then Aba Muhsin.
الظهر.
Yes, al-dhahru. Brother Ibrahim.
الظهر.
Brilliant. Brother Mustafa.
Al-Dahar.
You put your shadda. Al-dhahru.
Al-Dahar.
Al-dhahru.
Al-Dahar.
Again.
Al-Dahar.
Again.
Al-Dahar.
Don't drag no, not no. Al-dhahru.
Okay, sir. But what I'm trying to notice naturally is when you are pronouncing words with Shamsia, the ellipted alif, that L, that leaf, lam is not. I don't think it's completely forgotten. Like there must be a way that you articulate it, but it will not be so articulated.
I get.
What I'm just trying to get.
Thank you very much for saying this. If not, maybe we wouldn't know that. Alhamdulillah. So that lamb, what did we say it's going to be doing? What's going to happen to the lamb that comes before a letter of Shamsiyya? Can anybody remind us?
It's going to be.
I think.
Sorry.
It's going to be ignored. Or put into.
I did not use the word ignored. I used a particular word. It's some words.
It's going
Which
to
word is
be
there?
merged into the other one.
Assimilated.
Assimilated. Thank you. It's going to be assimilated and melted into the next. It's going to be immersed. It's going to be immersed. An immersion, a complete immersion. It's not a kind of immersion that you're about to say guru. You will not have any trace of the lamb anymore. It's going to be totally immersed in it. And how do you know that it is totally immersed in it? This dhahar is dha and ha and ra, right?
Yes, sir.
How many dha is here?
One.
Two.
One. Okay. One, right? Okay. Now in this al-dhahru, dha shadda. How many dha shadda means how many dha?
Two.
Dha shadda is equal to 2 dha. Dha shadda is equal to dha plus dha. Dha sukun plus dha fatha, depending on fatha or kasra. In this case, dha sukun plus dha fatha, because this is dha shadda fatha. So dha shadda is dha sukun plus dha. Dha shadda fatha is dha sukun plus dha fatha. Okay, question. From dhahrun, just one dha, then ha, then ra. How did one dha become 2 dhas? Just because you had alif and lam. Where did the shadda come from? No, we don't need let's, instead of saying shadda, let's just say 2 dhas, because one dha shadda is 2 dhas. Ra shadda is 2 ras. Ba shadda is 2 bas, right? The question is, how did one dha become 2 dhas? Where did we manufacture the second dha from? The answer is that this lam of alif and lam has been put inside the dha, just this one dha, and then it now becomes 2 dhas. So the lam does not exist anymore in pronunciation. The lam does not exist anymore in pronunciation. The lam has been replaced, has been melted into the dha, and it has also turned into a dha. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
It has turned into a dha, and that's why you now have 2 dhas meaning the shedda here. So here you won't even try to pronounce the lam at all. Just go from the then the shedda al-dhahru. Naam, again.
الظهر.
Now I want Brother Mustafa again.
I've been the one pronouncing, sir.
Yes, yes. I don't want someone else to say it again.
Yes, sir. Al-Dhahar.
Al-Dhahru.
Al-Dhahar.
Don't try to pronounce the lam at all. Again.
I have to be mindful that this tongue has to raise twice. Al-Dhahar.
You don't have to raise it twice. Just once. It's just an emphasis. Like just once, but then you just like al-dhahru. Brilliant. Again.
Al-dhahru.
Now put more energy. Al-dhahru.
Al-dhahru.
No, I'm good. Okay, good. Okay, good. So after Brother Mustafa, okay. Brother Abdul-Azim, have you read it?
Az-Zaharu.
Please don't put fatha on the ha. The ha has a sukun.
Az-Zaharu.
Al-dhahru.
Az-Zaharu.
Naam. Everyone say after me, al-hawa'u.
Al-Hawa'u.
Al-lahmu.
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 Don't say al-laha. If you say ha, you have changed the sukun to fatha. Al-lahmu.
Al-Lahmu.
Naam. Al-lahmu.
Al-Lahmu.
Al-yadu.
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 This is one of the words that are commonly mispronounced. The dal is mistakenly given a shadda, so people say al-yadu, which is wrong. So that is shadda, it is al-yadu.
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 And now we have an-najmu.
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 Okay. Did we find some new words?
Yes.
I think there's so many new words. So let's start from the top. Al-abu means what?
Father.
The father.
The father.
The father.
At-tajiru.
The trader.
The trader. Al-babu.
The door.
The door.
The door. As-sawbu.
The
clothes.
Cloth. Have you come across this in this book? I think this is the first time.
La.
This is the first time.
So as-sawbu.
Some people are ahead of us here. I've seen somebody here.
Don't mind them. Don't worry. Don't let them intimidate you.
You can't intimidate us.
So as-sawbu. Have we ever heard this English word? Soap.
So
Yes.
We can't see what you wrote, Joe.
Can you see it now?
I can't.
Can anybody see what I wrote?
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
As-Zaharu.
Now.
Thobe. It's an English word. The English people say thobe. What they mean by thobe is what we call jalamia. So thobe is an English word which is derived from thawb, the Arabic word. As-sawbu is cloth. The cloth. Okay. Al-jannatu means what?
Paradise.
Paradise, the garden. Al-jannatu, may Allah make us dwellers of Al-Jannah.
Amen.
الديك,
The
The
cock.
cock.
the cock. الحمار,
The
The
donkey.
donkey.
the donkey. So all of these words, we've come across them except thawb and al-jannah, which is a common word. Here is another new word, al-dhahabu.
The
The
goat.
gold.
Al-dhahabu, gold. Sometimes some of the words that have alif and lam in Arabic are better translated into English without using the article the. For example, if I want to say, if I say al-dhahabu ghalin, ghalin means expensive. Ghalin means expensive. We'll still come across it, but don't just, that's not the point I want to make. I'm just using it for as an example. So ghalin means gold. Expensive. Ghalin means expensive. So if I say al-dhahabu ghalin, in English, it's just simply translate it as gold is expensive. Gold is expensive. Not necessarily the like one particular gold that I'm talking about. No, just generally gold is expensive. So if you translate it into English and say the gold is expensive, that does not sound well to an English speaking person.
Well, the gold is always expensive.
Hmm?
I said because the gold is always expensive.
Because there are some words that they are like they don't need you to use the article the with them. For example, if I want to say that omio niota, I don't have to say the water has no enemy. Just say water has no enemy. I hope you get.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to say the water has no enemy, because if you say the water, it's as if you're talking about a particular water, maybe the water at your backyard or the water in the well. Do you get? But if you mean water generally, like that substance that comes from the sky or comes from the soil sometimes, that substance generally, so you just say water. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
In Arabic, if you want to say that in Arabic, you say al-ma'u. Al-ma'u, you say al-ma'u, but in English, you translate it as water. I hope you get. So,
okay, so at that point, we don't have to bother ourselves with the definite article ali. In that case, they just
in that specific case, in some specific cases. For example, you remember when we translated as sukaru, how did we translate it?
As sugar.
Sugar.
It's not the sugar.
Not the sugar. Because in the first place, sugar cannot be indefinite. It cannot be generally sugar you can't say a sugar. You can't say a sugar. So there's no need to say the sugar. You just say sugar. Sugar is sweet. Except when you are referring to a particular maybe box of sugar. Oh, the sugar is spoiled, for example. That is the sugar that you and I know. That is the one I'm referring to, not sugar generally. Okay, I think sometimes all these things will get clearer when we start like using them and seeing sentences. They'll get clearer then better than when we're just explaining them. But the point is that here al-dhahabu should be translated as gold. Just say gold. Generally gold. So al-dhahabu, gold. Brother Mustafa, what is the Arabic word for gold? Where is he? Brother Mustafa?
Azabu.
Al-dhahabu.
Azabu. Sorry, I didn't know that. Nothing to text. Sorry.
Okay.
As
الذهب.
I have to check my phone.
Okay. الذهب. جيد.
As
Now let's move on. This word al-khubzu means what?
Bread.
Bread.
Bread. Bread. If you don't learn the Arabic word for this thing, don't eat bread again until you know the Arabic word. Stop eating bread from today until you are able to say it in Arabic. Al-khubzu. Bread is al-khubzu. Bread is al-khubzu. This word came in the Quran in Surah Yusuf. Okay. Then ar-rajulu means what?
The man.
Man.
The man. The man. Al-dhahabu, gold, is in the Quran. Al-himar is in the Quran. Al-jannah, al-bab, and other ones. Okay.
Obzu. Al-Obzu is
Al-khubzu.
also in the Quran. So they
Al-khubzu,
used to
yes.
eat bread.
Yes. Bread is an ancient food because millet and those millet, wheat, and other things, other fiber crops have always existed in olden days. Okay, so al-khubzu, millet, wheat, and other things. Al-khubzu, bread. Al-khubzu, bread. Let me use this opportunity to tell us that one way to fast track your Arabic learning, I think we said it in our first session, the orientation session. One very, very key thing to help you fast track your Arabic learning is to read the Quran, is to have a routine with the Quran. Like you should have a routine plan for reading the Quran. You don't have to read a whole page if you can't. You can just maybe read 4 or 5 lines, but be consistent. Every day, read like 3 lines or 4 lines consistently. It's almost impossible for you to read the Quran once and not find something you've just learned in class in the Quran. So that will give you an opportunity to see it in practice and revise it and reflect more on it. I hope you get the point.
Yes, sir.
Nah. So any language at all, if you are learning any language at all, one way to practice it or to fast track your learning it is to read texts in that language. If you're learning French, read French books. If you're learning Spanish, read Spanish books. If you're learning Arabic, read Arabic texts. And the most eloquent text you can read of Arabic is the Quran. So please let's have a habit with the Quran. Inshallah, anybody who starts that, in a matter of months, you will see a very, very appreciable change, inshallah. Al-ainu means what?
Eye.
Eyes.
Al-ainu, the eye. Al-ainu, the eye. Az-zahratu.
Flower.
Flower.
Flower. Al-ghada'u.
Lunch.
Lunch.
Lunch, or the lunch.
The lunch.
As-samaku.
The fish.
The fish. Let's continue putting the. It is the context that will tell us to not put the when we are translating it into English. It is English that has that issue of, okay, sometimes don't put the, sometimes you can put the, it's not countable, it's uncountable. So that's an English issue. So let's just maintain putting the in front of it until maybe when we use this in the context and we say that, oh, this thing doesn't sound English enough with the D, then we remove the D. Do you understand?
Naam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, as-samaku, the fish. Al-famu,
The mouth.
The mouth.
the mouth. Al-famu, the mouth. Ash-shamsu,
The sun.
The sun.
the sun. Ash-shamsu, the sun. Ash-shamsu, the sun. The word Ash-shamsu occurs a lot in the Quran. Wash-shamsi wa duhaha. Naam. Al-qamaru,
The moon.
The moon.
the moon. The moon. والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها. القمر, the moon. الصدر,
The chest.
Yes.
the chest. This is in a particular surah, Surah Al-Inshirah. ألم نشرح لك
صدرك.
صدرك. So الصدر, the chest. الصدر, the chest. الصدر, the chest. الكلب,
The dog.
the dog. الكلب, the dog. الكلب, the dog. This word also exists in the Quran. It also exists in the Quran. Okay. الضيف,
The guest.
the guest. الضيف, the guest. You are not meant to pick all this vocabulary in the class. No. You will only pick it if you will go back to it after class. Go back to it after class, maybe 2-3 times before the next class. 2-3 times before the next class. You don't need up to 10 minutes to go through all of this, or maximum 15 minutes. So if you do that once, do that again a second time, do that again a third time, space it out. So you don't have to do everything in just one day. Space it out. So before the next class, before next Saturday, you will have acquired all this vocabulary. You're not meant to get everything in class. You are meant to get everything before the next class by yourself. So al-ma'u means what?
Water.
Water. Al-ma'u, water.
Water.
Or the water. Okay. Al-talibu,
The student.
The student.
the student. The student. Al-talibu, the student. Al-waladu,
The boy.
The boy.
the boy. Al-waladu, the boy.
Oh,
The.
Al-waladu, the boy. Al-dhahru,
The back.
No.
Back.
al-dhahru, yeah. Al-dhahru is like, we have a sadr, the chest. So your chest is your sadr. Your back is your dhahr. Do you get it?
Naam.
yes, sir.
Your back, which is the opposite of your chest. So your chest is your sadr. Your back is your dhahr. Al-hawa'u,
The air.
al-hawa'u is the air. We can just say air. Atagun. Al-hawa'u is air. Al-hawa'u is air. Al-lahmu,
The meat.
The meat.
meat. Again, don't eat meat again until you learn this word. So don't eat. If you tell yourself that I won't eat meat until I'm able to remember al-lahmu, you see that you learn it quickly. That's for people that love meat. Okay, al-lahmu is meat. Lahmu is also in the Quran. Al-yadu, al-yadu,
The hand.
The hand.
the hand.
Ọwọ́.
Naam, hand. The hand. Allah told Iblis, "O Shaitan, O Iblis, why have you refused to prostrate to the one whom I created with my 2 hands?" So the word al-yadu is in the Quran. That's what Allah says, Yadullahi fawqa aydihim. Allah's hand is on their hands. Then an-najmu,
The star.
Star.
an-najmu is the star. An-najmu is the star. I want to reiterate. Moving forward, we're going to be relating every single thing as much as possible. Every single thing we learn in class to the Quran. This is because the goal of learning Arabic is not to speak it just to be able to speak it. Yes, a part of learning Arabic and part of practicing it is to speak it. And what shows that you know Arabic is ability to speak it. That's one of the goals, right? But the ultimate goal is ability to understand what your God has told you. Your Lord who created you in this world wants some things from you. Do you know what he wants from you? How are you sure you know what he wants from you when you are only relying on translated forms of his speech? Why can't you relate with his speech directly? Is it impossible for you to understand what your God has told you? It's not impossible. So if it's not impossible, then why not? So the ultimate goal is to be able to understand Al-Quran. That's the ultimate goal. And of course, the Sunnah of the Prophet. So for that reason, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we're going to be relating whatever we learn in class a lot. We're going to be relating it a lot to the Quran. What this means is that the people that will enjoy the class the most, that will relate most with what we are learning in class, are those who have a plan, who have a routine with the Quran, who will start a routine from now with the Quran, so that anytime we mention something, they can link it to something they just read this morning. Anytime we finish something in class, they can open the Quran and then they immediately find it and it reinforces it. Do we understand?
Naam.
Now.
Do we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to ease it for us?
Ameen.
So our assignment is to learn all this vocab. We are not submitting anything. Just learn all this vocabulary before the next class. Learn all this vocabulary before the next class. That's one. The second assignment is a listening assignment. So I'm going to send a listening material into the group, inshallah, before the end of today. It could be very, very late today, but inshallah today. So I'm going to send a listening material into the group. Let's try to listen to it. And I'll put some instructions. Let's just follow, inshallah. Is there any question? Okay, no question. Again, 2 assignments. Learn all this vocab before the next week. You have 7, you have about 6 days. Also, I'm going to send in a listening assignment. Try to listen, because language skills are not limited to ability to comprehend alone. Reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Those are the 4 fundamental skills of learning any language. So we have to touch everything. Inshallah. Okay, since there's no question, we end the class here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan.
We appreciate if the class is uploaded on time, sir.
Okay, inshallah, do that.
All right.